Today we are going to see a first lesson, a new chapter called Three Questions. The lesson goes like this. A king once thought that he would never fail if he knew three things in his life. The first thing, or first question, was what the right time was to begin something. And second question, which people he should take advice from. And the last or third question was how to decide what the most important thing to do was. He sent messengers throughout the kingdom. He promised to give a reward of a large sum to the person who answered his three questions. Many wise men tried their luck, but they gave number of answers. One said that the king should go by a timetable. Another said that the king should do whatever seemed to him is necessary at the moment. At last, the third suggested that the king should consult wise men or magicians. Answering the second question, the wise men gave importance to his counselors or to priests or to doctors or to soldiers. In reply to the third question, the wise men gave importance to science or fighting or religious worship. The king was not satisfied with all those answers. He went to the hermit in the jungle alone. There he saw the old man and a weak hermit digging the ground. The king asked his questions, but got no answers for the questions. Then he took the spade from the hermit and began to work in his place. Several hours passed. It was evening, so the king stopped digging the beds. The king was all ready to take leave from the hermit. Just then the hermit told that someone was running towards them. The king saw a bearded man running towards them. His hands were pressed against the stomach from which blood was oozing. As he reached the king, he fainted and fell to the ground. He had a large wound on his stomach. The king washed the wound and compressed it with his kerchief. At last the bleeding stopped. The man felt better and asked for fresh water. The sun had set by then. The king and the hermit carried the wounded man into the hut, laid on the bed. Due to tired, king also fell asleep. When he awoke, the bearded man asked to forgive him. The man was, in fact, the king's enemy. He had followed the king to take a revenge on him. He had vowed to kill him. The king had once put his brother to death. The man hid himself in the bush on the way to the jungle. He came out of his hiding place when the king did not return for long. He got wounded by king's bodyguard. He would have died if the king had not dressed his wound. He felt grateful to the king as a faithful servant. The king was happy that he had made peace with his enemy. He forgave the man and promised to give back his property. The king then went to the hermit. He again asked for answers to his three questions. The hermit explained that by digging the beds for him, the king had escaped the attack. So the most important time was when he was digging the beds. The hermit himself was the most important person. So to him, good was the king's most important business. The hermit further told the king that the most important person for him was the person with him at particular moment. The most important time was now, that is the present moment. So he got the answers for his three questions from his experience. So that's all about the lesson. Thank you.